Hello, everyone. How are you guys? I hope you're all well and good. Welcome to another episode of our live stream. I and Ali today will be building something cool again, as we have always been doing every Saturday. So this makes the eighth episode of our collaboration series, and yeah, we've used JavaScript so far two times. I think this makes the third time, right, Ali?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So I've done five HTML CSS only sessions. So yeah, for today we'll be building something really cool, and I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry, LinkedIn viewers, that you could not view this. There were some rescheduling issues, but yeah, sure, no problem. We're with you, and I was glad you were able to make it today. So Ali, you can go.
Okay, so hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. So happy weekends. So as Toby said, that this is our third live stream that we are going to talk about. That we are going to make something that is related to JavaScript and HTML and CSS only. But for today's live stream, we are going to use just HTML and JavaScript. So we don't really care about the styling. We just really care about the logic behind of each code, like how to make this logic to work. So and that's it. So the first part of this live stream, we are going to talk about like to showcase that what's things we are going to working on. So Toby, if you give me the permission to share my screen, that
Yeah, sure, of course.
okay. So this is very simple to-do list application or website. Like there's an input and there is a button for submitting. So for example, for a demo, like I will write something like walking. So whenever I click this button, it's going to show me the walking, and also in each item or in each list, there will be a button which you can delete. That means that you're completed a task and you're good to go and do the other task. And this is very simple to-do list. So as I said, we don't really care about the styling of it. So as you can see, it's very simple, but we really care about the logic behind of it, like how to
Yeah, yeah,
implement this kind of activity functionality. So
yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so like for in HTML, we are going to use just the form element, and
Mm-hmm.
inside of that form element, we are going to have an input which we can
Mm-hmm.
write and a button to
Yeah,
submit the form.
yeah.
So and a UL like UL element for like whenever we submit the button, the
Mm-hmm.
items or the list must be inside the UL. So
Yeah,
that's what we are going to do with JavaScript. So Toby, are
yeah.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, of course, always ready.
Okay. So
Born ready.
okay, so let's go to the VS Code. So this is our live stream 8. So as I said, we only need the HTML and JavaScript, so we don't really need the CSS file for this live stream. And Toby is changing the title, and that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's open it with live server.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Just wait. Okay. Mm. So as I said, like we need only a form element, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
really need the action, so
The
we can
action
remove it.
attributes. No, we don't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need it. We can remove it. So inside the
Mm-hmm.
form, we only need each input, like text. The type must be text,
Mm-hmm.
and a button to submit it,
Yeah, we can have a
like
placeholder for it.
submit or add. Yeah, you can add that, bro. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me just add that placeholder. Sorry for cutting you. I just wanted to add it.
No, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, so done that.
Okay, that's good. So let me see on the website, and yeah, that's like we have an input and we have button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Toby, you can continue.
Okay, sure, perfect. So with all these two things that we've added, I think we've pretty much added anything. There's gonna be no styling or anything like that. So let me just carry on from here and link my JS to my HTML. Yeah, let's start by doing that. So I can add a script tag here. Script, and I script, and if I do this, it should link it up. So I can have like defer, and I have like a source of sorry app.js. But yeah, that links them up. Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain like why did you use defer for the audience? Maybe they might
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Good question. Yeah, defer is an attribute that you use because normally we can actually have this script stack be at the end of the body, such that your browser runs your builds your entire structure of your web page first, then runs the JavaScript for it. But considering the case where we might have like larger HTML, such that the script before the browser would get to the part where the script is, before it then runs the JavaScript file, it might cause some issues. Like cause because you might have written some JavaScript to happen at a certain time because your code is running synchronously, it might have some like delay or like cause some very weird breaks. But with defer, for example, I can run my JavaScript asynchronously. So my JavaScript still runs as my page loads. Not that my page loads
Mm,
first and my JavaScript runs. Like in instead of putting that at the end of my body, I can just put it there and defer it. So it's very good attributes to use.
that's good. Nice
Hmm.
explanation.
Thank
So you
you,
can
thank you.
continue.
Oh yeah, so now that we've done that, I'm just going to go to my JavaScript and just select the input and button and yeah form. I'll select the form input. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll select the form and input. So let me just const. I'll use the const keyword. So const form. And let me use a very descriptive name. To do form. I think that's a very descriptive name. I can do document dot query selector and select the form. Oh, sorry, I'm writing outside. Form. I can do const input. To do input. To do input document dot query selector and select input. Yeah, we're not using class names or anything. So input. Oh, sorry, input. So I think from here Ali can take it. Yeah.
Okay, so as Toby selected the form and the input, so I want to add something like whenever we submit the form, we need an action to happen. So for
Mm-hmm.
that, we are going to listen to the form, which is not going to be click, but indeed it's going to be submit. And instead
Submit.
of
Yeah.
clicking, yeah, and instead
Mm-hmm.
of clicking, but we are going to use submitting the form. So
Mm-hmm.
we are going to target the to do form and add even listener. So instead of click, we are going to say submit. Like whenever we submit the form, we need the code that is inside of this add even listener to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So and we say event equal to. So for a demo, like to see whether it is working or not, we can console.log it and
Mm-hmm.
say working. So when we click, like when we submit the form, it's,
Okay.
we are getting a problem.
So what was that?
It's not console.logging it.
Uh,
Listener submit.
oh no, no, you're supposed to actually press enter. The submit event listens to enter, I think, when you press something. No, like the enter key on your keyboard. Refresh, then press
Wait a
the enter.
s-
Press the enter key on your keyboard. Then type something, then press the enter key.
Okay.
Press enter, like enter on your keyboard. Didn't work.
No, wait a second. So the
Submit.
problem might be like we have to like whenever
Oh, you
we
want to
submit the form, it will take
prevent
us.
default.
Yeah,
You have to
we have
prevent
to
default.
prevent it. So right now,
that that was crazy. It still works.
that's no, it's not working. Wait a second.
Okay.
Working. Even the console.logging is not working. So the problem is
Oh, your
maybe
HTML, the script, the linking,
HTML
the
script
linking.
deferred.
remove.
JavaScript.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, right now it's working. I don't know what was the problem.
That I don't I have no idea.
I just remove the name and rewrite it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so right now, whenever I click this one, it's going to work. I cancel.logging it. So you might ask, like, why we use the e.e prevent default. So when I
Yeah.
remove it, like when I submit the form, it will take me to another page. Like it will take me to another page, not another page, but like it will remove the whole data. But I don't want to be like this. Like I want to prevent the default. Like I want to stay in the same page. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what the prevent default is going to do for us. Right now it's working fine. So right now we are going to make a variable, and I want that variable to be an empty array, like const data to be empty array. So you might ask like why we're going to have an empty array, like
Yeah, I would ask.
why did you add the data? So we are going to add the data like when we add something at work and when we submit the form, I want that work to be stored in this data so that we can display it on the page.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to target, like select the ul list, like ul element, and inside of that element I want to loop over the data so that we can see the data on the page. So
Yes.
later if we do it, it will make more sense. Okay, so I think we need to go back to the index.html file. So we need to make an UL element and give it an
Mm-hmm.
ID of list. So I want all of my work to be inside the UL. So I want to select the UL. So we just say UL is going to be document jQuery, and I give it an ID. So I'm going to select it by ID. So I will say hashtag list. So, Toby, you can continue from now on.
Okay, perfect. Um, yeah, so we managed to get the to do form and listen to the event, the submit event, and we prevented default. And then we went through that weird issue of like our JavaScript not working, and now we got it back to work. So yeah, perfect, Ali. Good job, amazing job. So Ali selecting Ali created a list item in the HTML. Now we've selected it from here. So for me, I think I can take this. So now let me start by creating an array. So I can call the array const data. So and this array of data is going to help me to keep track of like because I'm going to be collecting the inputs from the user as like strings, but I'll need them to be in sort of like an array data structure so that because that's the way. Oh, you've created an array outside. Okay, data.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can use that array outside there to like keep track of the items that I'll be putting in them. So yeah, let me just go ahead from here and do the next step, which would be me adding an event listener to my form. I'm pushing values that I input inside like the um the input box, just push them inside the array basically. So let's go from there and yeah, let's take it from there and do that. So this is what will be like. I'm going to do data the push, but first I need to get the value. Sorry, I need to get the value that we are typing in. So that will be e dot target at index zero dot value because value is an object. And, I mean target is an object, and we are selecting. It's going to be sort of like an array, and we're selecting by index, but we still need to grab the values of what's coming in of the first items that's coming because it's going to be like a queue. So like we are pushing to the end, but we want it to be that the first value keeps ranking, sort of like that. Yeah. Now that we have that, we can then data dot push whatever value is coming in. Data dot push whatever value is coming in, and that pushes the value inside of inside our array that we're working on currently. So from there we can maybe like then work with the list items because in another list you obviously want list items to be there. You want delete button and all those things here and there, here and there, here and there. Yeah, so we can work with this. What do you think, Ali? What do you think? Should I go on?
Yeah, you can continue, but
Okay.
for like, can you cancel the log the value like to see
Okay.
like what's the value is going to be when we submit the form, like for a
Yeah, let's
demo, like
consider. Let's
practicing.
consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's consider all of the data. See what we have.
So
So test it.
right now, let's write. Okay, write something like walking. Say
Okay.
okay. Right now, we are going to have an empty array, but when you submit the form, this data that we write in this input is going to be added to that data so that we can see it
Mm-hmm.
and loop it so that we can see it on the page. There's another one. Let's add
Yeah.
another one like running. Yes, that
Yeah.
is going to
Exactly.
add to the array. So
Exactly.
right now I added
Exactly.
two jobs that I need to do them. You can continue, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. So moving on from where I stopped. So now I need to obviously create my list items and then the buttons that would help me to delete because I need a list item and a button. But I want that bullet because we are creating a to-do list. We can might obviously want to delete the to-do items as Ali showed us from the demo of what we are building. So let me create both items. And JavaScript gives you the uh, the independence to do stuff like that. So I can create elements, the list item element, right? And I can
Hmm.
create my delete button.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Delete button. That's document. Create element, a button, right? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so awesome. So now from here, now the data in our array, the data that we are typing into the that we're typing in and feeding in automatically is like coming in an array, right? And I already showed us the array that we were working on. So now obviously we want each item in the array to have we want each value in the list because it's a list. Now we're going to take each item in the array and put them inside that list. We have a list already existing in our HTML, and then we have this data array that we have in our JavaScript. So we want to carry all the values in our data array, put them as list items inside the list, another list, then add the delete buttons to each one of them. So to do that, since an array we are working with, we'll just do a for each or a map. But for each is what I'll be using in this case. Let me use a for each because I obviously want a return, but map does not return. Map can do that. Map can work for me too, but let me use for each. So I'm going to do for each data inside for each item. Let me each item. For each item, I want the inner HTML of the inner HTML. There's an attribute called inner HTML for every item, for every list, for every HTML element in when we're working with HTML from JavaScript. So we can access the inner HTML of HTML element with JavaScript. So I can make the inner HTML of each value of my list item that I've created to be equals to this data from my array. This guy here up here. That's what I'm doing now. So now, then I'm going to now say that okay, the delete button as well. I want the delete button to have something inside because it's an empty button. If we think about like it's just an empty button we have currently, and the button has no content inside of it, but we should add content into it. So inner HTML, sorry, that's with capital letter. Inner HTML is going to be equal to the delete text, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Then we're going to
exactly.
add Yeah, exactly. Then we are going to add a class, but I'm thinking, do we need to add a class of deletes or delete buttons? We are not really styling it, so we don't need a class of delete. But I
Yeah.
want it to have a
Yeah,
value.
there's no need to add it. Yeah.
I'll just then when I need to add a value to the button because obviously the button needs to know that okay, I'm currently working with this input. Like I'm currently tied to this list item here. So we need to add a value to the delete button. I want to like delete button equals data from this equals item, sorry.
Mhm.
from this guy up here. So equals item. Then from there, I can now work with this and let's console the log. Or yeah, or let me just append the button to my list item first. So there's a method called
Mm-hmm.
append for list
Exactly.
item for HTML elements that you can use to bring an HTML element to be on the side of another HTML element. So you can use the append element. So if you look at what Ali showed us earlier, we have each list item being at the side of each button. If Ali can show us, you see the list item being at the side of each button. That is, they are together, like they were like smushed together. So that's pretty much what I want to do. And I've created the button, I've given it a text. Now I want to append it to my list item.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to append, not appending child, I'm appending, normally, not append child. I'm appending the delete button to it. Delete button.
Yeah.
So delete button. Now I'm going to append the entire thing I just did now back to my
Mm-hmm.
list. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So I have a
That's
list
absolutely
currently
makes
existing.
sense.
Yeah, I have a list currently existing, which is my UL here. So my UL needs to contain list items that have delete buttons. So I'm going to take my entire list, my entire li with the button appended. I'm going to now put it in my UL. So what I'll now do is I'll just do UL dot append. I can use append
Mm-hmm.
child for this, but it doesn't really matter. Append then list items. Then I think that's pretty much it for working with the data array. But like we can do something simple here
Okay.
that we just pretty much set, yeah, I think we can, yeah, we can still set input to be empty because at times when you like when you immediately submit the form, you obviously want the inputs to go back to being empty, and then you want to do all these
Mm,
operations here.
yeah.
I can select the to do input.
Uh, I think we can add it later, bro. Yeah,
Okay,
we can
okay,
add it later. So I need to.
yeah, yeah,
I
sure.
think we
Let me
need to check it like whether it is working or not. Okay, we can add
let me
this
not go
it
too
that
fast.
later, and there is
Yeah, let
yeah,
me not go too
that's what's
fast.
good, bro. That was good. And there is a small mistake here, like instead of data, there is item, like in line 18th.
Oh yeah, items. Sorry about that. I thought I was mapping with
Yeah,
data. I'm mapping
no
with
problem.
the data keyword. Yeah.
Okay, so let's check it. Like let's go back to the website and let's write something. Walking. So when I click this button, we have to see walking on the page, not in the console, not in the div tools. So yeah, it's working. And also we see the delete button also because Toby added the delete button, like created a button, and for each item, like for each to-do list, there must be a delete button, and the value is the item. So right now, let's add another thing like running
Mm-hmm.
is working fine. So you see, right now the logic is working fine, but there is a
Mm-hmm.
problem. We cannot say it's a
Mm-hmm.
problem, but we can make
Yeah.
it to look more beautiful. Like whenever we click this
Yeah.
one, we need the input
Mm-hmm.
to
Wide.
be zero, like to be zero.
Yeah.
Like we don't see any
Mm-hmm.
item inside the input. So Toby, you can
Yeah,
continue.
exactly. Okay, thank you, Ali. That was a very
Yeah,
good explanation.
you
And
can
thank you
make
for
it.
cutting me. That was a very good explanation. So from here, I can then make my the value of my input. What I wanted to do before, I think it's to do input. To do, if you go back here, it's to do input. Yeah. So to do input,
To do
the
input, yeah.
value. Yeah, there's a value attribute in for input elements that you can just access directly to override the value of an input element in HTML. So I can just make it to the input an empty string once again, since that's pretty much what I need to happen on submit. So if I test that out now,
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's test it. Let's say walking. So as I smash the button, like submit the form, we need to see the item on the page, and also we don't need to see. So there's no need to see any item inside the input. So let's see it. Okay, it's working fine. Let's
yeah,
say
perfect.
running. Let's submit the form. It's working fine. That's awesome. Like there's
Yeah.
you don't need to do like you don't need to use this line inside of here. You can use this inside this function anywhere
Oh,
you
the to
want.
do element. Yeah, I can
Like
actually use
when
it
we
anywhere. Yeah.
yeah, you can use it anywhere because the logic is like whenever we submit the form, we need the input items to be deleted.
Yeah. Okay. That
So
works.
there's
That
no
works.
need
Yeah. That works.
to add this line of code inside the for each or somewhere else, but you can add it anywhere, but you can
No, no, no,
rename
no, no.
it.
You can put it back. Put it back up there. I think it works there. Put it back up there. That's a very good suggestion, and it works out
Okay.
perfectly. Yeah, that works out. Thank you. So yeah,
Okay.
you can take it from here,
So,
Ali.
and also there is a problem.
Yeah, which
Okay.
one?
So thank you very much, Toby. Okay. So there's not a problem. Like we see that the input is empty. Like when we submit the
Okay.
form, we're also going to get the item. So we don't really need this one. So to fix
No.
this one, we are going to say like if, like we can say an if statement. Like we say if the to do, like we select the input. So we say if the to do dot value, and we need the length of it. Like if the value of the to do input, the length of it is equal to the zero, then return nothing. Like return nothing. Like you don't need to do anything.
Yeah, that works out. That's very
Like
smart.
if
Yeah.
the value, like the input, the value, the length of the value, the length of it is zero, then it's not going to run this whole code. But if it is more than that, then it's going to run it. Like for example, like we are going to have an empty input. Like when I submit the form, it's not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I write something, it's going to show me the to do, the list.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That works out.
Okay.
And also,
Okay. So right
uh,
now. Mhm.
okay. Yeah, we don't need to do that. I was thinking we should disable the button, but I think that is just unnecessary because disabling the button doesn't really change anything. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not working, so it achieves the purpose. That's not. Let's just keep it simple and move on.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Exactly. Okay.
You can go ahead.
The final thing that we have to do is like when we submit the form, like we are going to get a list. So as soon as we click the delete button, so we need to this specific item, this list,
Mm-hmm.
like this
Mm-hmm.
item to be deleted. So
Yeah.
for doing that, like we are going to add even listener for that. Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's
Like
add an event
Toby,
listener.
the delete button should be inside the for each or outside of it.
Oh, it should be
What do you
outside of it.
think?
Outside the forage. I think it's out. It works outside the forage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's target the delete button and
Mm-hmm.
let's add even listener. So it's for this one we are going to click on it. So as soon as we
Mm-hmm.
click on it, we need to delete the item of it. So for a demo,
Mm-hmm.
let's console.log the value of the button. So we say e.target.value. So right now, when we say walking, so when we click this one, we have to see the walking value inside the div tools. It's working fine. So we
Yeah.
say
Perfect.
running, and so when we click the running, but the buttons for running, so it will
Mm-hmm.
say it will console.log running. We click the console.log the walking. So I want the item to be deleted. So for that, we are going to use an array method, which is
Mm-hmm.
filter. Like so we are going to use the data
Okay.
dot
Mm-hmm.
filter,
Mm-hmm.
and we can give it a parameter of a. And for the logic, we are going to say like if the d no the
Mm-hmm.
e dot target dot value is not like
That's
give me the
not
value
equal.
that e dot target
Mm-hmm.
dot value is not equal to the d.
Equal. Yeah, exactly.
Like for
That's
example,
perfect.
like when
That's
I
perfect.
like when I click the walking, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when I click the walking, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
console.log the walking for me. So I want the array to be filtered. Like I want the console.log it for me. This the data. So it's just I just need the
Mm-hmm.
value, the values that is not equal to
Mm-hmm.
the items that we console.log it. So that's the
Yeah,
logic
yeah,
behind of
that's
it.
perfect.
So right
Okay.
now, when I say walking, let's say something else, running. So right now, when I click the delete,
Mm-hmm.
there's something wrong.
No, no,
Mm,
nope. I think I think does filter return a new array? Does filter return a new array? Maybe you have to overwrite the data
oh,
first. I think
I
filter
think we
returns.
have to
Maybe
return it. I think.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see it. Walking and running. So when we okay, wait a second. There is something wrong here. I think it's
Try
going to
try
return like let's say
try
like
doing data equals
data
data dot.
filter. Let's cancel
Yeah.
dot log it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, let's see if it is working or not. Let's cancel dot log data filter. Mhm. So let's say walking, running, and drinking. So when I click the walking, it's going to remove the item. Like it's going to remove the walking inside the data. I think we have to
Overwrite it.
say
I think you have
something
to
like
overwrite. I think you have
delete,
to overwrite.
like overwrite it. So can't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Let's
data
say
so data will
let.
not be equal to yeah, exactly.
Let's
Exactly.
data filter. So let's check it. Walking, running. Still it's not working.
It's not working.
Okay, no problem.
It's not working.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like let's debug it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Let's debug.
Data that
Uh,
the you know
either target of value does not equal d. Yeah, for each item. Yeah, so then you are to delete, overwrite the data. Hmm. Okay. I think
to
go
be
back to
see the code. I think you used either target.
yeah. I used either targets, not the value. Either targets.
You use the
Try that. Try that. Try that. Oh, okay. Okay.
okay. So I think you used li dot remove. Let's check it. Running. Okay, so right now it's working fine.
Okay.
Running
Okay.
and
Okay.
uh, thinking. So when I remove, I want to. So I'm done with walking, so I want to remove it. I'm done also with running, so I'm going to remove it, and also the drink. So that's it. Like it's
Yeah.
my first time using the li that remove that either target. So I didn't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that, but right now I know it
No. No.
because
No.
our job
The remove
our
method.
job is
The
to
remove.
okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear. I actually want to hear you
No, go
finish.
ahead,
I want to
bro.
hear you
Go
finish.
ahead.
No. Go ahead. I want to hear you finish. Yeah. Continue.
Like I wanted to say that it is my first time using the remove method because nowadays we're working a lot with
Mm.
Next.js and React.js, so we don't really need to do this with
Yeah.
React.js, and Next.js is very easy.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I really
Yeah.
I learn a new thing like remove method, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really interesting. You can continue on.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would actually love to see that older method that we were trying to use with the filter. I would actually see that work though, but I don't know why it didn't work because we're filtering like based on the
Hmm.
value and we're overwriting the data. So it should work. It should work. Do you want to like test it? Then maybe we talk about it then end the
But
live stream.
uh,
What do you think?
yeah, the method that I went, like like the method that I went, like it was actually working fine. Like if you see the div tools, it's going to remove the
Mm-hmm.
item, but it's not going to show
Mm-hmm.
us on the page. Why? Because it's not going when we delete the item, it's going to render all the codes so that we can get
Oh,
the
okay.
new data, but it's not going to do
Okay.
it.
Okay. 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 That makes
Like,
sense. That makes sense.
but the method that I went, if I use that method
Mm-hmm.
in Next.js or React.js, is going to
Or
work.
React.
Why? Because
Yeah.
the React.js, like when we change something, it's going to render
Mm-hmm.
all the
It will
codes from
render.
top to bottom, right, Toby?
Exactly.
Or
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
re-render it.
Exactly.
But right
Mm-hmm.
now, like the div tools, we like
Mm-hmm.
it was working fine, but it has to re-render all the codes so that we can get the new data.
Yeah. Exactly.
That
Exactly. That's a
was
bit.
the reason it wasn't
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I didn't even really think that much because the rendering in React and Next gives us that ability. You are very right. That's very correct. And yeah,
Mhm.
that's very correct. A good one. Good one.
Yes.
So
Right now,
yeah, I think
like
we're done.
it's working fine.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm. I delete all of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I
You
love
can
this. I
continue.
mean, I love. Yeah, I love this. I love this. I mean, we did really great. I mean, and there's a bit of lag in the network, so that's why it pretty much feels like maybe I'm talking there, talking. So yeah, but I think we're cool now. We're cool now. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I love what we did now, and it was really cool, and we actually got it to work. We did debug. We debugged. We were wondering why stuff was not working, which is typical JavaScript, anyways. But yeah, this is a really cool one, and yeah, and I like the fact that we were able to get it to work eventually. So we did this in less than 38 minutes, in less than 1 hour. I'm very surprised because I was expecting JavaScript to give us a lot of headaches and maybe we have to drink water and all those things. Maybe get some food or something. So, but yeah, we did it in less than 1 hour. We cleared it. We cleared it. And then now we're smiling. We're smiling again. So that's the life of a
We did
JavaScript
it.
developer. That's life of a JavaScript developer. You frown for a
Yeah.
while,
Like.
then you squeeze your face, then you smile again.
Mhm.
Continue.
Mhm. Like if you want to work, like if you want to make a website, you will
Mm-hmm.
face a lot of bugs, so you need to fix them.
Mm-hmm.
So we showed you
Yeah.
everyone is going to have bugs that they need to fix
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Yeah.
and like it's all about debugging. Like if you
Yeah.
really think
Exactly.
that if you want to become a web developer without having any bugs, then you're completely wrong, and you don't have to think like that.
Yeah,
Because if
exactly.
you think like that, then if you go inside the world of web development, then you're going to have a lots of
A lot
bugs.
of
Then
issues. Yeah.
it's going to be overwhelming you. So you have to
Yeah.
accept it. Then you are going to have bugs, and you need to fix them.
Mm-hmm.
When you fix them,
Yeah.
then you will improve it.
Yeah. Exactly. You're very right, Ali, and I agree with you 100% on that. You're very right. Very correct. So yeah, we did
Thank
it.
you.
We did it. We did it as always. We've always been doing it, and
Yeah.
of course, we did this one again. We
Hmm.
successfully completed. We successfully completed the app as well. Sorry again. Once again, our LinkedIn viewers. We
Hmm.
had to do some rescheduling, so yeah, things changed. But yeah, we're glad we made it to the end, and yeah, we're almost done. But
Yeah,
we're already done. We're
we
not
did.
styling this for now. We're not styling this for now. So let me go back to Ali. Ali has stuff to say.
Uh, I think there's nothing to say. Like I said lots of things.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
but it was a great the
Hmm.
explanation. Like if
Yeah.
like we are teaching JavaScript, so I know that it's going to be hard for us to explain it in a way that you guys
Mm-hmm.
understand it. But
Mm-hmm.
we are trying our best to do our best, and we are
Mm-hmm.
making everything easy for you to learn and use them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all.
Thank you very. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much, Ali. I really appreciate everything you just said now, because it took effort. Yeah, you're right. It took effort on our end to like try to break down some concepts, because I was trying to understand, explain some properties like the inner HTML, the value, adding the event listener. I was trying to explain them and break them down, because some people might not relate to it, to get beginners to flow along with us as well. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much think that most of the things made sense, because what we were doing basically was DOM manipulation. We're working with the DOM from JavaScript, so we're just using JavaScript to work with HTML basically. I mean, we even created two HTML elements with
Exactly.
JavaScript. Yeah,
Hmm.
so yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So, see, I mean,
you're
this
right.
is
You're right.
yeah, I mean, so this is good. This is good, and we did everything possible to get everything to work, and now, yeah, we're fine. We're smiling again, and we're happy.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, I
I
think we're
think
done for today.
that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done for today. So that's pretty much everything, I guess. Yeah. So Ali, say your goodbyes.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a
Yeah.
great day and see you next live stream.
Yeah, goodbye everyone. See you in the next live stream, as Ali has said. And
Bye.
I hope you guys, yeah, bye, bye everyone. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.